Well, one startup is on a mission to disrupt the commercial real estate space. Keyway has launched the first AI co-pilot for the commercial real estate industry, saying users can utilize it similarly to how consumers use ChatGPT. Well, joining me now with more is Matias Recchia. He's Keyway's CEO. Matias, thank you so much for joining all the way from Chicago. Love to see that Midwest representation.
Thank you so much for having me in the show today. Great to speak with you.
It's great to speak with you as well. What more can you share?
So at Keyway, we're rethinking the software stack for real estate professionals, whether they're property management professionals, asset managers, or investors. Where AI is bringing the possibility to completely rethink the software stack and build software that's much more purpose driven and that works the way in which real estate professionals do, and really freeing up time so they can do what they do best, which is spending time in the streets, walking the neighborhoods, and shaking hands, and closing deals.
Yeah. So, just how much time can you quantify how much more efficient AI can make this space and how your company is leaning into that?
So it makes some of the processes 95% faster, and a fraction of the cost. So I'll give you a specific example: lease abstracts, which is a big part of what asset managers do. Generally, when they're buying a building, they will have all of the leases associated with that building, and they will work with a consulting firm. They will send the leases. The consulting firms will take 2 weeks. They will charge them tens of thousands of dollars to come up with what's called a lease abstract, which is used for acquisitions of asset management of buildings. Our system does that in 20 seconds, it's part of your monthly subscription. And we've tested it against some of these consulting firms, and it does it with more accuracy than what real estate professionals are now used to seeing. So we're seeing better accuracy, lower costs, and a much faster experience, really
Hmm.
freeing up time and supercharging these real estate investors.
How exactly is AI at work here to make this more efficient? What are the ways that it can improve this process?
A number of ways. First, AI allows you to see all of your data in a single place. So we combine all public data that's available about every building right now just in the US, and we allow you to mix that data with your own private data in a safe environment. So you can really, AI allows you to sort of boil the ocean of opportunities and figure out what are the right opportunities for you. And it allows you to compare the performance of your building with every other building that has similar tenants, similar type of debt, similar type of construction, and really measure the performance real time. So it's really changing how we think about the software stack for real estate, and also changing the way in which real estate is developed from a philosophical perspective. I think a lot of what happened with the previous software revolution is it put a lot of us behind the screen. And now you see property managers, when you go and tour a building, spending all of their time behind a computer, following the steps that were made by software that was built 10 or 20 years ago. Or you see deal makers that used to be shaking hands and getting to know neighborhoods and spending time with architects just in front of a screen, going through their old underwriting software. With AI, we built software that works the way in which you work. So it feels much more like having an analyst or an associate in your team to which you can share and structure information, ask questions, ask for reports in the way in which you want to see them, and not the way in which a software developer build them. And I think that's very, very empowering for the industry.
Yes. Now, when it comes to the investment and the infrastructure build out, where are the dollars going to make sure that this can really maximize its potential?
So it's a couple of things. I think it's important for firms to understand whether it makes sense for them to build some of the AI tools or to license them. What we've done at Keyway is really build the right guardrails and train the systems and train LLMs to really understand real estate financial information, real estate rent rolls, real estate documentation, real estate legal lingo and so on, and do it in a way in which it's done with what's called zero temperature, which means AI is not making up any data or any sort of information. I think it's a little bit dangerous for firms out there, whether they're legal firms or real estate firms, to just go and try to integrate directly with the large language models without using software that's very specific to their industries and that was built with the right security parameters, the right training, the right guardrails, the right temperature, and so on. So I think we're in the early days in which a lot of what we're seeing AI being used for is to automate more of kind of like the back end processes and the money that's spent in consulting firms and a lot of the money that's initially spent on legal firms just to review documents and really make that much more efficient and only calling your lawyer to confirm certain things once your AI tool has gone through the documents and identified the relevant parts of it. Once you've been able to go through your financials in detail against the contracts that you sign and get your accountant opinion for specific things, but it just helps you to supercharge your teams and really rely less on external professionals and only use them for the things that are specifically good at, but not to just your documents or review your financials.
Matias, great to have you, and we appreciate your insight here at the New York Stock Exchange. Matias joining us from Chicago. Matias Recchia, he's Keyway's CEO. Thanks again.
Thank you so much. Great seeing you.